The idea behind an open test is that they are challenging than they seem. Because why is your professor letting you dub for a test when you are not in primary one? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to handle an open test when you have one, and if you've ever taken an open test and you failed, this is probably why. I've had to write an open test just about 3 or 4 times of my life, and I do not think I like it. Because the thing about open test is that the questions are tricky. They're harder than they seem. Because your professor knows that you're going to come for the test with your textbooks, your notebook, and other materials. So of course, they're going to give you questions. This is the first thing you need to have at the back of your mind when you want to have an open test, when you want to take an open test, being that the lecturer knows that you're going to come to the test hall with these materials. So there's no way they're going to ask you something that you're just going to flip through to page number 47 and see the answer there. It is going to be a question that would require your understanding of what has been taught so far for you to be able to answer. Something that requires application. So yes, you would have to understand what is in the textbook for you to now write it as the answer. Not necessarily the answer is in a particular place in the textbook. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So the first thing you should do whenever you have an open test is to actually prepare. The mistake people make when they have an open test is there is an open test. They're going to bring their books. They don't need to read. They're going to check it out. But the thing about open test is that the best way to treat it is to treat it like a closed test. So actually study for the test. Read for it, highlight points, put it on sticky notes and gum it on your notes or textbook, because even when you have to now check your textbook for something, you don't want to spend the time that you're supposed to be using writing to be flipping through pages, because for every second that you do not spend writing, you spend losing points. As much as it is an open test, being able to locate the resources that you need is very important. Being able to locate that material very quickly will do you so much more good. This familiarity with the material will do you no good at all. The thing about open book tests is that they are designed to be deeper. They are designed to be tougher, kind of, such that even when the question appears on the face of it to be something that is easy, it requires deep analysis that comes from a place of proper understanding of the topic so that you can apply it rather than straightforward recall. The lecturer is probably asking you a question such that even when he asks you what is a noun, right, even when he knows that, okay, you know that the lecturer knows that you can turn to page 15 of your textbook and literally dub the definition of it now without cramming it. So for an open book test, you already know that when the lecturer asks you what is a noun, he's not just asking for the definition. Why? Because you can just copy the definition. He's asking from a place of your understanding, from what you understand now to be. How then do you now perceive it? Do you have any personal view? Do you have any personal opinion? There has to be something that comes from using your brain that is not exactly stated or not expressly written or contained in the material. You are not exactly going to be needing it, right? You will, right? Because if you ask you what's a noun, for instance, you first of all have to give the generic definition of noun that you could just copy from the textbook. And so for things like that, it's best to just write it out on like a sticky note or something and then put it on your textbook, because you don't want to now start flipping through pages, reading through the lines to look for something rather than spending the time answering the question. The lecturer wants you to keep flipping through the pages, right? He wants you to keep, turning through the pages, looking for the answer, spending time doing that instead of actually spending the time to write to earn marks. Another reason why someone will probably fail an open test is that you're already writing too much. You are doing too much, adding unnecessary things that are exposing your dubbing rather than your understanding. So you write so much that the lecturer can literally see that you were looking at the book and writing, like you were literally giving him back what is inside the textbook that is just in front of him. You're literally giving him back the notes that is just on his table right there, right? You dump so much that you put in so many unnecessary things rather than spending so much time actually talking about things that showcase your understanding. The truth is that even when you write unnecessary things in your test, the lecturer would rather appreciate it if it's a closed book test, because he knows that in as much as they are unnecessary, you had to put them in your head before writing it down. But when you cloud your open book test with unnecessary things, you're literally just telling him, I don't get it, I don't understand. You said it was open book, and so I brought my book and wrote from it. Like, I don't care. That's literally what you're telling him. The third reason why you probably not do well, or why someone would not do well for an open book test, is that you do not practice retrieval skill. So yes, you maybe went through the material, but then you did not practice how to find it. So if suddenly you're trying to remember the 4 classifications of something, and in the textbook they are not listed, they are written in between the lines, you don't have any strategy in place to make sure that if you have to check it in the test hall, you will not need to start reading through all the lines. You can just, maybe because you know the page number on your head, or you already highlighted it, or something of that sort. There's no form of preparation for retrieval skills. You're simply going there to just go and write everything, or maybe read it there to write. Conclusively, success for an open book test actually requires good preparation, like it is a closed book test. So the best way to treat an open book test is to treat it like a closed book test and actually study for it, actually prepare, really like you're going to write an exam without the book, so that you can understand and then it flows. Another thing reading also does for you for an open book test is that it helps you to manage your time well. So the time that you're spending trying to flip through the pages to just check for something very easy, you already know it in your head, you're sure about it, and you just write it rather than spending time flipping through. So preparation, organization, and ability to apply knowledge rather than relying solely on the material resources that has been given to you, the best strategies you need to put in place to pass an open book test. I wrote my first ebook. I forgot to add it in my video. I have posted a video before this, and I put all the information and link in the description box. Why? Because I also forgot to add it to my video, right? So the title of the book is I Dictate My Grades: How to Earn the Best Grades. So basically, you're going to be getting value for free, because the book is going to be telling you about how to go about the grades that you desire. First of all, some of us desire very good grades, very high scores, but we don't have the mind to dream it or to think it, because you think that those high scores are not for you, right? So the book is a no-nonsense, mediocrity challenging book that would dare you to do exactly what you want for yourself. I also provided like workable strategies of going about that route, scientifically proven methods of going about your academics to be able to get the grades, and that book is just for 1,000 naira. I am selling that book for 1,000 naira because of the kind of difficulty that I faced in the process of writing it and all of that, because for the actual value of the book, it is worth more than 1,000 naira. And of course, my target audience are students, so I cannot be charging so much. I've been having a little issue with Paystack, but in the description box there are all the information that you need, to make sure to check out the book and get a copy for yourself. I promise you that's the best thing you're going to do for yourself this week, and you're not going to regret it. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stick around for more. Bye.